One thing England have done very well in this series is keep their world-class player Virat Kohli quiet. He averages over 50 in test matches. He hasn't got a 50 in the series, a best score of 42. It amazes me how small changes and tinkering with your technique can lead to big result changes. I'm going to show you his stats in the 3 tours that he's played out here, and his stats just outside off stump or on off stump. 14 when he struggled against Anderson, 6.7. This series so far, underlined in big capital letters, 9.5 to off stump and just outside. And he made subtle changes in 2018 which got him that success. If you look on the left there in 14, look how open his hips are, look how open his shoulders are. And in 18, he went much squarer with his hips, much squarer in his shoulders, and that meant his alignment was absolutely perfect. So what was the change he made? Don't listen from me, listen to the man himself, who in a masterclass a couple of years told me the changes he made to his back foot in particular.
And then after my initial movement, I figured out that my initial movement was my toe wasn't going towards point, rather it was towards cover point. So anyways, my hip was opening up initially. And then to get the feel of the ball, I had to open up my hip because I was too side on. Anyways, I have a strong bottom hand grip. I didn't have too much room for my shoulder to adjust to the line of the ball. So it was too late for me to react to anything that swung, from in front of my eyes. So the changes I made was I went back, I did some drills about, making a couple of lines here, making sure that someone's recording me from the side. Every time I played the ball, I wanted to make sure that my toe is pointing in points direction rather than covers. That way I kept my hip nice and side on. I gave myself some room. I widened my stance as well so that I have good balance when I want to go forward.
So that's the small change from your foot pointing to point or backward point, just to point or extra cover. That small change changes all your alignment. You think I'm talking nonsense? Well, have a look at him last tour when he was playing really well. Look at that back foot. It is virtually parallel. It's opened up a little bit, but it's virtually parallel to the popping crease. There's one example when he's playing well. I'll show you another example when he's playing well. Look at that back foot, how parallel it is to the back crease. So it doesn't mean his shoulders and his hips turn when he goes to defend or attack. And I'll give you another example when he was playing well and averaging over 100 to line deliveries. Perfect parallel to the popping crease. He hasn't turned at all. Roll it forward to this series and watch the way he turns that back foot. Everything he told in that masterclass that he shouldn't be doing, he's gone back to doing. Turning that back foot, which means his hips and his shoulders just open up. Everything that he doesn't want to do, and his bottom hand, that strong bottom hand, takes over. There's that turn, pointing towards extra cover as opposed to cover point. Those 2 lines that he put down as a drill, again, bottom hand, right shoulder takes over. There's the turn again with the back foot, which means that the bottom hand and the right shoulder, when it comes to the shot, will take over, and you see a lot of the right shoulder. I'll show you from front on. These are poor dismissals. These are wide. And there is a psychological thing with Kohli as well. He wants to impose himself, but there's a lot of that right shoulder. I mean, this is very wide, but there's a lot of that right shoulder showing. So the man himself told us what he was trying to do from 14 to 18. In fact, what he did do, he's gone back and slipped into old habits. And England in these conditions will expose any slight flaw. And so far, underlined, they've done it with Kohli.